We started looking for a new house about a year and a half ago in the fall of 2009. And at the start of our search, we noticed there was an open house up here at Village Hill. So this was one of the very first places we stopped and went into the model house. And that set a very high bar for us when we went and looked at any other houses. Joanne fell in love with it, and I liked it as well, and the location and everything was great. So we continued our search, looked at a bunch of other houses, but kept coming back to Village Hill and back to Village Hill, and finally decided this is where we wanted to live.
I was immediately impressed with the space because we have 3 children, and we wanted room for them to come and visit. And we wanted a house that was smaller than what we had, but more importantly, set up conveniently and a feel of spaciousness. And right when we stepped into the model home, we got a feeling of spaciousness. So that was the first thing that impressed me.
The other thing that we were looking for was to find a house that was in a neighborhood or a town center. Wherever we were looking, whether it was one of the smaller towns in Western Massachusetts, we wanted to be in the center, or in one of the bigger places like Amherst or Northampton. And you can't get a more convenient location than what we have here. You're within 3/4 of a mile of the center of town, and yet you feel like you're out in the country.
Right.
You're all by yourself. The views are tremendous. There's no one going to build behind us. The sense of a neighborhood is so appealing here. It just has such a nice, peaceful feel to it. Yet you can get on your bike, ride into town, or we walk into town frequently to restaurants, or go down to the Academy of Music and see a show. So that was another thing that this place offered that no other place we visited had.
And Gary is a cyclist and I'm a jogger, and it's a great area for that, with the bike trail right at the foot of Hospital Hill, and the hiking trails behind our house, and even Smith College campus is so pretty to take a walk. So it is a unique area.
It's interesting, Smith College being right there. Our daughter was a field hockey goalie in high school, and we came to the Western Mass Division Championships at the Smith College field, which is literally just down the hill from here, and we can even hear the tournaments when they go on from our 3-season porch, with everyone rooting and cheering. So that's kind of a neat circle for us.
Our 3-season room at the back of the house, it provides a beautiful view. There's a wonderful sense of nature. We both enjoy birding, and currently there are ducks, but that's another appeal for us.
Another thing we were looking for in moving from a house that was 110 years old was to a house that was nice and energy efficient, new windows, tight, well insulated, modern
convenience,
electricity, etc. And it's been a really cozy winter this year, in spite of the fact that it was quite a winter.
Right.
And it has lived up to all of our expectations in that energy efficient way, and being so user friendly.
Well, the process of building a home can take 6 to 9 months, depending on the time of the year. The process of getting the home ready to be built can take a good month prior to any construction beginning, because people have to sit down and actually plan the home room by room and put their own requirements into the floor plan to make it work, as is the case with this room, in a way that is of use to them. Each of the property owners have a chance to have strong input into all decisions that affect how they want to live in the future.
I was not one who was necessarily looking forward to building a house, because you hear nightmare stories about it, but really it was an enjoyable process, and it went very smoothly. both with Pat and Rosie and with our builders, Jonathan Wright.
The profiles of the that we were seeing about how this might emerge indicated that it was the baby boomer generation that was likely to be settling here, and as it's turned out, that's been the case.
I think it's the way the houses were sited enables us to get so much light from every room. It's southern, eastern exposure, and so we really benefit from that, and to me it's uplifting to have a light, airy house. This is our beautiful 3-season room, and we absolutely love it. It's one of the major things that sold us on the house. Having the woods and the hiking trails available, and I'm a big birder, and I love to come out in the morning and see who's visiting.
We're now in the basement of our house, and one of the things that I really liked about the way these houses were built is they come with insulated walls in the basement, and then they're also sheetrocked. So it provides for an easy way to, in the future, finish off this basement. Also creates a nice tight environment down here. So if I want to heat this space at some point, it's not going to take much energy at all. This is a gas-fired hot air furnace, highly energy efficient. I don't know the rating, but I'm sure Pat or Jonathan Wright could speak to that. It also has what's called an ERV system attached to it, which has something to do with environmental recovery ventilation system or something of that nature. It circulates air through the house constantly. One of the things you get into sometimes when you're creating an energy efficient house is they get so tight there's not enough fresh air coming into and out of the house. So the ERV system is what basically changes the air constantly so that you don't have a buildup of any molds or toxins or stale air, that kind of thing. The ceiling in the basement here is insulated. All of the ductwork is insulated. There's no detail has been left undone here in making sure that your energy dollar is being used correctly.
And there's wide awareness now of the importance of energy features and with as related to new construction. As a matter of fact, the newest building code in the state of Massachusetts has stringent requirements for that. The Wright builders have been at the forefront of energy-related construction for many, many years. And what you're seeing here is the manifestation of all of their experience and energy that's gone into building homes that are energy efficient. They end up being well known as the leaders in this area. What we're happy to be able to say is that all of the standards of the day that are becoming more widely known by the buying public with respect to energy are met here and exceeded. And people look at that as a way of really saving dollars down the road.
As part of the energy efficiency of the house, of course, the windows are premium windows. I can attest to the fact that they are as draft-free as you could possibly believe. Not a speck of air gets through there. They operate flawlessly compared to that 100-plus-year-old house that we moved from, where you put them up, the window falls down, you have to put a stick in there. It's so beautiful having these nice windows. I like clean windows, so these are tilt-out windows. You just pull it towards you, you do the outside, you do the inside, you're all done. One of our neighbors on the left-hand side here has a full photovoltaic system array on their garage roof, and Larry, the owner, was showing me he has an application for his iPhone which shows him real time how much energy is being generated by his photovoltaic array and how much money he's making by selling it back to the power company.
That's fantastic.
If they go to sell it someday, they're going to be able to show electrical usage bills that are just going to make everybody scratch their head, because particularly people who are thinking about downsizing. They're coming from a big old airy house that's costing them a lot of money, like Chestnut Street in Hatfield, and then they're coming to a house like this, and in their feeling as though, wow, this is great, this couldn't be better.